Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Preach coming to you. Today I find myself at my local junkyard looking for a part for my truck. Nothing really extravagant that I needed. I actually just needed a hubcap cover. And when I went to the AutoZone, they told me that it'd actually be cheaper to drive down the road and try to see if I could find it here at my local junkyard. But walking around the junkyard, it really reminded me of the '99 Bash at the Beach Junkyard Invitational held by WCW. Honestly, in my mind, it's one of the worst gimmick matches that you could actually think of. In the amount of money that WCW spent to have this match on a 1999 pay-per-view is one of the things that WWE really racks for. When they talk about them on their countdown specials or on the Oh My God Volume 2 top 50 incidents of WCW that really pointed it out, almost like, a wrestle crap. Honestly, in my mind, this was what '99 WCW was. I mean, honestly, it wasn't good, but that's what we watched WCW for. Even in 1999, I was still a guy that was channel flipping back and forth between the Monday Night Wars, between Nitro and Monday Night Raw. I always wanted to see what the other guys would have, and even though they were running unopposed, I always checked out the WCW pay-per-views. They were always a guaranteed buy from me, and it was a match that I was really looking forward to, because much like, when WWE ran the Punjabi prison match, when the way Michael Cole hyped it up was a match that we had never seen before, and he was saying that this match was going to take place in the middle of a jungle. I didn't know if WWE was going to rent like a soundstage and actually sort of build some sort of set to make this look like it actually took place in an Indian jungle with the Undertaker and the Great Khali going at it. You didn't know until the day of the show what this was going to be with the Junkyard Battle Royal. WCW actually went to a junkyard. They released like 10 wrestlers in the middle of the night out there. They told them the only way to win this Battle Royal junkyard deal was to escape the junkyard. So the junkyard was rigged with explosions and fire and all sorts of pyrotechnics to make this sort of a must-see event. The only problem was that even though with the helicopters and all the wrestlers in there, they couldn't really film this thing that well. I don't know if they just sort of thought they would wing it, and it just was what it was. They released wrestlers in there. Finley, David Taylor was in there. Lord Steven Regal, Psychosis, I believe Norman Smiley was in there, Horace Hogan. A lot of these wrestlers that could really wrestle that were sort of shunned to the WCW hardcore division because they felt that they couldn't get over, they didn't have the time for them. Norman Smiley really did get over in his time with the football helmet and the wiggle and such like that. But this was sort of my first sighting of Finley, and I always thought of him as sort of like this hardcore wrestler. Later on, I would find out with Finley that this guy really is like a modern day treasure as a great wrestling mind. Being a WWE agent still this day, and because I saw him in these hardcore matches in WCW, I thought that's really all that the guy was good for. But this match is fun. I mean, when Steven Regal talks about it on the I guess William Regal, I apologize, talks about it on the Oh My God thing. He talks about how much of a train wreck, and he knew all these guys were going to get hurt. Basically, he hid in cars until basically he saw the helicopter spotlight coming, knowing that in the dark, without that spotlight, nothing was going to get seen, so it was a waste of a time. So he would just wait for the spotlight to come out, jump out, hit a few guys, and when the helicopter light was gone, he disappeared into going into somewhere else. But definitely in my mind, if you've never seen this match, go out of your way to check this out. It's on the WWE Network, Bash at the Beach 1999 Hardcore Invitational, live from the junkyard. It's one thing that you're never going to want to miss, because these things, they only happen once. Finley was given a hardcore trophy, which later was confiscated by Eric Bischoff, which then turned into actually a hardcore title. That I believe Norman Smiley was the first winner of, and that thing got passed around. Probably at the height of the WCW hardcore titles when Terry Funk had it, or Eric Bischoff maybe. Lots of fun times with that title.